In our last video on the report library, we're going to have a look at the demo reports, and we're going to use them in our example of how you can upload a workbook to the report library. So we'll open up the report library again, and we can select either the shared or the personal tab, and from the filter radio buttons at the bottom we select demo, and the demo reports folder should be displayed. If it doesn't, it probably means that the wizard managers have not defined the demo reports in the application wizard manager. Until they do, the demo reports won't be displayed. And by checking the top folder, we're going to include all the reports in our download. And they'll all be created for the same point of view. Once downloaded, each report is in its own worksheet, all with the same point of view. Demo reports are generated from the accounts dimension in the application's metadata, and hopefully they resemble pretty closely your standard income statement and balance sheet. Demo reports are provided so that when you first start using MerlinXL, users have some MerlinXL reports to use until the wizard managers have managed to upload some reports to the shared library. And they can be used for training and to explore the MerlinXL functionality. As with all MerlinXL reports, they support double-click to drill down, but there may be times when you need to do even more in-depth analysis of a number on a report. And that's when you might want to use a powerful MerlinXL interactive function to drill down on all dimensions at once. So let's pick a number in this report that we want to analyze, and let's pick this cost of sales direct for February. Suppose we think there's something odd about this number, but we're not quite sure why. So we're going to run an analysis of every single HFM cell that has been consolidated up to produce this number in the report. We do this by right-clicking on the cell to display the context menu, and then the All Base Data sub-option. And this will display the data table form with the point of view of the active cell displayed in the point of view panel on the right-hand side. All the hierarchical dimensions are set to be expanded over their base members, as denoted by the green B icon next to the dimension name. If we decide that actually some of the custom dimensions don't need to be expanded over their base members, we can right-click on that dimension and choose a different expansion function, or just not expand at all by choosing the member option. We look at data tables in a later video, but for now we're just going to select the Get Data button, which extracts the data from HFM based on the selected point of view and presents it in an Excel table. And once in the table, it's then very quick to use Excel functionality to sort and filter the data. We could filter on the entity dimension, for example, or we could sort the values to put the largest values at the top. And this is an example of the sort of advanced analysis that you only get with MerlinXL. Let's now go back to a standard MerlinXL report and look at some of the other functionality available on the right-click context menu. If we want to start another report based on a cell in an existing report, we right-click on that cell and select the New Report option. And a new MerlinXL worksheet report is added to the workbook with just the cell that you clicked on. You can then use this as a starting point for a new report, remembering to switch back from design mode to report mode when you've finished modifying the report structure. Now that we've created a workbook of several reports, we might want to save it to the report library to be used later. To upload a workbook to the report library, we start by clicking on the Save Report button. And this starts the wizard that walks you through the process of uploading the report to the report library. The first page is a checklist of things to ensure you've reviewed. For example, are you sure there are no links to other files in this workbook? Once you've reviewed the checklist, click Next. If your workbook currently does not contain a control or contents page, you won't be able to upload the workbook, and only the worksheet option is available. So if you want to add the control page to your workbook, click on the Add Control Page button, and the Save Workbook option becomes available. Next, we enter the name and description of the report, and an optional comment or instructions. And in the Choose Folder page, we choose the location of the report within the folder structure by dragging the report and dropping it in an existing folder, remembering that you can add new folders by right-clicking on existing folders. Then finally select Finish to upload the workbook to the report library. A copy of the workbook remains open in Excel, and we can see here the contents page that was added in order to upload a workbook. But we're going to go back to the report library now to download the workbook we just uploaded. We have to set the filter to Workbooks, and we're going to double click on a dimension so that we can change the point of view for the entire workbook before we download it. So now when we download this workbook, every worksheet in the workbook will have the same background point of view. And here we have the downloaded workbook, with the contents page at the front showing all the worksheets in the workbook and the current point of view and when they were last refreshed.